All right, before we get started with our next mocktail, I just want to quickly mention if you want more unique ingredients and recipes, remember to subscribe and ring the bell. That way you'll get notified of our episodes when they come out. All right, Aaron, what is the second drink that we have today?
The second drink we have today is a very simple, very decadent, very luxurious take on a mocha.
Ooh, okay.
So we're using some of my favorite ingredients, coffee, which is already really aromatic, and it's very complex, and it's got some sourness, it's got bitterness, it's got a lot going on. We're adding a little bit of chocolate cashew milk. And we're using chocolate cashew milk because I really like experimenting with different types of milk substitutes. Not necessarily because I don't like dairy, but each has its own unique flavor, and I like the slight nuttiness in cashew milk.
Cool.
And then, of course, chocolate, coffee, classic pairing.
Yes.
And then another element we're going to add in there is citrus. Okay. So the two things we're going to do with aromatics today are we're going to bring out the chocolate and the nuttiness without increasing sweetness too much.
Okay.
And we're also going to accent it with a lot of citrus.
Well,
so
that's
think of this as a dessert cocktail with much less of the sugar in it.
Sounds great.
So this can be done hot or cold. I'm thinking about fireside cocktails today, so we're going to do it warm. So the first thing we're going to do is take some freshly brewed coffee. And you can use any type of coffee you'd like. Even instant coffee will actually work well for this because we're going to bring out so much in the aromatic portion that you can start with almost any different coffee.
Okay.
Now our cashew chocolate milk here. Not too much of that. Just to give it, once again, extra body, extra flavor, and a little bit of the richness from the fat in the cashew milk. Gives that mouthfeel, that mouth coatiness that sometimes you would get from alcohol.
Yeah.
And then finally, we're just going to put a tiny bit of sugar in the form of simple syrup.
Is that regular simple syrup or is that gum syrup?
This is gum syrup.
And what is gum syrup, Aaron?
Janie, that is an excellent question. Why don't we consult a Modernist Pantry expert?
We have one right here.
Thank goodness.
It's me. So gum syrup is actually pretty simple. It's just a slightly thickened version of simple syrup. It gives a little bit more mouthfeel to something like this. So you have the cashew milk, you have the coffee, and then the simple syrup also adds to the mouthfeel, so you're not getting any extra water.
And that's our special appearance from Scott.
Ta-da.
All right.
So once again, mouthfeel huge, but without adding too much fat to make it cloying or too much sugar to make it cloying. So now that we've got our raw ingredients, we're going to add a little bit of citrus elixir. Now the citrus elixir is made of a number of different kinds of citrus, including wild oranges from the Dominican Republic, Sicilian lemons, grapefruit from a number of places all over the world. And it's very, very potent, but it's also very fresh and juicy citrus. So think of this as like a citrus twist times 100. So we're going to add 3 drops. Once again, this is very potent, and although you can add a lot and get a lot of citrus, it might throw the cocktail out of balance if you add too much. So just going to give it a little bit of a mix to incorporate all those flavors. Something like this that does have a little bit more viscosity, a little bit more texture. You want to make sure that you incorporate all the flavors so every sip is the same. And then we're going to pour it into our...
So every time you put the elixir in, I just, standing over here, just get a face full of like the aromatics. It's great.
Once again, we're going to leave a little bit of headspace at the top of the drink, and that's where the extra aroma will live. The aroma we're going to use this time is chocolate cake aromatic mist. And so if you could picture, as much as you can, a warm, gooey chocolate cake that just came out of the oven, that's what this smells like. And so adding the aroma to the top of this drink will increase the perception of sweetness. Even though the drink isn't that sweet, it will taste a lot sweeter, and it will feel richer and more decadent with this chocolate cake aroma. Do you want to do a before and after?
I do. I was about to say, I was like, can I try it beforehand?
Of course.
I mean, it's already good because I love chocolate and coffee, so you can't go wrong with them.
Perfect. And so now, there we go. Give it a try.
It definitely smells way more chocolatey already.
I can smell it from here.
Yeah, you're right. It suddenly tastes sweeter. That's amazing. And yeah, that's so cool.
You can
It is really good.
really trick your mind into
Yes.
thinking something is sweeter than it actually is by aroma. I think a lot of time we see that in wine. Someone who says they like sweet wine actually likes fruity wine. So all those fruity flavors in the wine remind them of sweet fruit, so it actually tastes fruity to them.
Oh,
Or
that's so
tastes sweeter to
interesting.
them.
Click one of these cards to see what's next.